Okay, we will go ahead and get started. It is 7:02, and we will call the meeting to order. I'm going to go ahead and take roll first. Sonia? Here. John?
Here.
Emily?
Here.
Jen?
Here.
Jim?
Here.
Kim?
Here.
Laura?
I'm here.
Laura? Okay.
I'm here.
Okay, you weren't able to make it tonight?
No, my back has been giving me some trouble lately, and I have a really bad pinched nerve tonight.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Okay, because it's our election night, so.
I know. I thought of getting in my car and coming down and voting, but I couldn't.
Okay, that's all right.
Really get that far.
All right, thank you. Okay, so we do have a quorum. I want to let everyone know that Kathy Martinez has had to resign her position. So she will not be on the board any longer as of tonight. Okay.
She was the at-large, in case you're not. She was the at-large.
Yeah, she was the at-large. So let me welcome you all here tonight. And I want to start off by letting you know that we have a full agenda. I'm going to be very strict on keeping time, and we're going to lay down some ground rules. After our first presenter, we're going to let our presenters completely present their information. When the presenters are done, I will count on you to look at me and say, we're ready for questions. I will manage your questions. Each person can ask one question, determined by the time, okay? Because we do, like I said, we do have a full agenda, so we have to keep a really tight schedule. If you have a follow-up question, you're going to have to wait until somebody else or everybody else who has a question gets to ask their questions, and then you can ask your follow-up question. I know that's hard because I'm a follow-up question person, but if you start asking follow-up questions after your first question, nobody else will get a chance to ask questions, and we want to try to make this as fair as possible, okay? So I will manage the questions. Tonight we're gonna start with our board first. They will get to go first, and then we'll take questions from the public when the time comes for that. Okay, thank you. I might have to get out my NFL whistle, be like a coach, but when I blow that whistle, play is over, okay? Okay. Adoption of the agenda or agenda changes. I do have some agenda changes I'd like to propose. First of all, so the minutes. Jim completed the minutes and I didn't get them ready in time. So February's minutes we'll have to review in April. Like, go ahead and table that one for April. And then I'd like to move first information item, which is the introduction of our candidates who our president would like to be considered for a board seat tonight, before the representatives' reports. That way we can hear from our new interested candidates before 8 o'clock, because voting ends strictly at 8 o'clock. So that's the other thing. We're having elections tonight. So hopefully you all live in one of the 6 neighborhoods and you get to vote for the candidates. The ballots are right there. And if you have any questions, you can ask John, and he'll answer them for you.
With authority.
Yes, with authority, and quietly off to the side while we continue. Okay. Someone needs to make a motion for the agenda changes, please.
I'm changing that.
Okay. So can you say the motion?
Go ahead, say it.
Yeah.
Motion that we change the agenda.
As I propose.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Terrific. Okay.
somebody with a hand.
I have one quick correction to the agenda. Down at the CPC report, it says it's for December, and it's really for February.
Oh, okay. Uh, okay, thanks, Laura. Okay, so 3 changes to the agenda. I'm sorry, December, it's supposed to be February, did you say?
February.
February, okay. February, okay.
Makes sense.
Okay, so, Sonia second and John first. Okay, Laura? We're voting on the agenda changes.
Yes, I approve the agenda changes.
Okay, Kim?
Yes.
Emily?
Yes.
Oops. Jen?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Right. That is unanimous. Okay, so let's go ahead and take communication from the public on non-agenda items. You will be restricted to 3 minutes. I will be keeping time. I apologize. I don't mean to be so strict. You know, usually I'm a little more relaxed than this, but again, we want to stay on schedule. Nobody wants to sit here till like 11 o'clock tonight. So that's why we're going to be a little strict. Okay, 3 minutes. Who would like to go first? Becky.
Thank you for allowing me to speak tonight. My name is Becky Rapp, and I wanted to bring to your attention the city revisiting the idea of a socially equitable cannabis program, or known as the SEED program. It was presented at the city's Economic Development and Intergovernmental Relations Committee meeting last week. So the city is proposing to add 36 new marijuana permits. Currently, the city allows for 36 pot shop permits citywide. So if the city decides to move forward with this proposal, the cap would increase to 72 pot shops, essentially doubling the number we already have. At a time when the city is facing a significant budget deficit, this raises serious financial concerns. Programs like this require city staff time, administrative oversight, consulting services, and grant funding. And we also have not seen a comprehensive audit showing how much the existing cannabis tax revenue has actually been collected, or whether the existing industry is meeting the revenue expectations. The city has not been transparent, as the public has asked for a financial audit over and over and over again over the past 5 years. Across California, equity programs like this have required millions of dollars in public funding while producing very few operating businesses. So at a time when San Diego is struggling to balance its budget, expanding the pot industry with unknown costs and uncertain outcomes does not appear to be a financially responsible decision. So tonight, I just encourage your planning group to please speak to your city representatives, urging them to deny moving forward with the SEED program. Thank you.
Thank you, Becky. Hey, Kathleen, please go ahead.
Thank you. This is also in regard to the city council. One of the things that came out of DS Development Services last year, 2024, was it was a paragraph that said that they sent out a news release touting how critical it was to hear from community members to best improve our communities in order to inform its 5-year infrastructure plan. San Diegans submitted more than 1,200 ideas. It was a great title, which is typical of the city. They put titles that have little to do with what the content of the plan is, but it's too bad because it bore no resemblance to actual community priorities that identified parks, recreation centers, libraries, places to play as top priorities, followed by safe sidewalks, open spaces, and they never mentioned wanting pot shops, equity licenses, bicycle lanes, or bars with pop-out streeteries that block sidewalks and remove already limited parking and make streets unsafe. The fire department actually told, this happened in the northwest corner of Pacific Beach at 710 Garnett. They would not be able to respond to emergencies in that area because the street was now too narrow for their trucks to navigate or turn around. And that's because of the pop-out streetery of the 710 Club. It's a neighborhood nuisance bar that for 40 years community residents have been complaining about, and the city continues to permit year after year. The city inequitably also endorsed rezoning laws. That was not what the residents wanted in places, as you know, similar to Choice Valley, Southeast San Diego, Peninsula, Golden Hill, and where the partials where they had reduced the size to 5,000 square feet, permitting projects that with density but without the accompanying necessary infrastructure. To my knowledge, the city council has yet to identify where that change came from, even though they said they were going to get on it and get back to us on it. But they've ignored a lot of the zoning problems that are being created by their deference to developers and not paying attention to what the public wants. So I'm hoping that that the city or the community residents will speak up at city councils and remind the council who they're supposed to be working for and why they're there. And it is not to serve private interests, for-profit industries like the marijuana industry or developers. Thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you, Kathleen. Hey, is there anyone present that has a yes, Ozzy, please.
Hello, everyone. Ozzy Menace is here. For those of you who don't know me, I'm with Groundwork San Diego. We're an environmental justice nonprofit. We do a lot of blue and green infrastructure projects. I introduce myself. Also mention that we're continuing to work on the CIP projects. Blue and green infrastructure, blue, everything that helps with flooding, green, everything that is like parks and trees, things like that. You'll be seeing us going to different council meetings, board meetings, and things like that. We also support different community planning groups in the area, like Southeastern Choice Valley, as well as Eastern areas. So now I want to introduce our new intern that's also going to be helping us support planning groups. That's the
I've been entering and working through Groundwork to support this group, but I'm also a member of the Southeastern Community Planning Group. I'm on the board, and I'm a resident of Mount Hope.
Thank you. Mr. Caesar, 3 minutes.
We are your neighbors. My wife speaks first, please. You read that now. Yeah. 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 Mention the date.
August 16, 2024. The city mayor, city council members, city attorney, city development services department, city planning department, San Diego Police Department, city land use and environment group, to whom it may concern. We, the residents of Joyas Parkway, learn Streamview, Salta, Boise, Mina, Limona, 51st Street, West Bank of Choyas Creek of 35, and report that a home
Business.
5238 Streamview Drive, ceramics manufacturing and kiln and what was this? In industrial operation has been operating since December 17, 1984, and renewed December 31st, 2024 in our community designated as residential zone. Ceramics, helm, industrial, to produce toxicity, polluting the air we breathe and impacting safety
It's okay.
of
It's time now. The chair is, I am the husband, and we have been voicing this for 5 years at the city, county, APCD, and even Sandag. We are not here to incite anything, but we are here, we volunteer to help, because this is not the only site that a hazardous business is located, constructed, and operated. There's also one in Kensington, but our councillor cannot solve this. Why? He would rather protect his neighbor than us here. We just live here about 300 feet away. We may not be within your jurisdiction, sir, mom, but I think it's logical. We just throw a stone away. We're not asking you to solve it, but rather record it and make some, hey, mayor, these people are our neighbor, and could you help us? I think it's wrong. It should be placed in a safe way, safe site. Ceramic kiln is an oven where ceramics materials with toxic chemicals is reheated. You know, baked like bakery. And you do not smell the sweet aroma, but rather poison gas. That's definition defined by CDC. Control, Disease for Control Center, etc. And they have been investigating behind EPA Sacramento, all the agencies, but because APCD is owned by Mayor Gloria. That's why the city hall smells like urine. They cannot be cited because of that power vested to Mr. Gloria. Hey, take out APCD from the county and take hold. Your business is to do business, help businesses. Never mind the quality air for all. Just do business. That's only our belief. We have reasons to believe. And so what happened? What happened now to the crucial crisis in Tijuana River? Neighbors, they are our neighbors, District 8, fellow San Diegans. Not even a single cent here in the budget since allocated to cure, to care, provide clean air, provide clean water, clean food. Something is wrong. Something is wrong, mom, neighbors. Thank you. I hope we are not here inciting or threatening anyone. No, but we have to threaten ourselves. Oh, we missed something. We're not helping others. That's our logic. That's our presence here. Let's work together and help one another. Justice for all. Please. Amen. Thank you, God. We are in the church, I know. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Caesar. Okay, does anyone else have a non-agenda item they would like to present? Right. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we do have an agenda change, or we're going to have our candidates, new candidates running for open seats, introduce themselves. Since the voting closes at 8, so we want to give them a chance to introduce themselves before that time. And I'm going to go off the ballot, so I'm not going in any particular order except whose name comes first. First will be Lynn Edwards. Would you like to present yourself?
Hi, I'm Lynn Edwards. Some of you might know me.
Give you 3 minutes. Okay.
I was previously on this board for 8 years. I trimmed out last year. I sat out a year. I didn't twiddling my thumbs for the last year. I worked on some community projects. And I'm back. I don't plan to term out again this time. But we do have the Mid-City Community Plan update. We sing the first draft sometime in the next few months. And I feel it's really critical for the Eastern area communities to be weighing in on that, talking about density in our communities, missing infrastructure, College Rolando Library, other things that are missing. That's it. That's my spiel.
I would like to add, Lynn she was a chair before myself. She has been a critical help to me because I've never chaired a group like this before. And she hooked us up with all the equipment in order to be able to run the meeting. So I just wanted to put that out. Okay. Next is Amerta Perman. And let us know what neighborhood you'd like to represent.
So I'm Amerta Herman, and I'm running for one of the three open seats, Oak Park, rather at the very bottom of Oak Park. I've been a part of the Easton area communities for 10 years though. So I was first in Rolando for a little while, and then we purchased a home in Oak Park in 2021. I work for the San Diego Community College District, and I lead workforce and education initiatives in that district as well as in the region. So I do a lot of regional work around community development, providing pathways to career technical programs and jobs and things like that. But I've not had an opportunity to really focus locally, and that's what I'm interested in doing. I've always been curious about this group, and then got a little text saying, hey, we're doing elections, maybe this is the time. So it felt right to kind of just put my name out there and see how I could better serve our communities. And I'm looking forward to learning and participating and seeing how I can connect the dots. We spend a lot of time regionally with a lot of lawmakers and public figures and really talking about investment around education and workforce. And we should be talking about that too. And so I'd love to help represent the needs of our community.
Well, thank you so much. Okay, and next we've got Richard Diaz.
Hello, everyone. I'm Richard Diaz, and I live at the top of Oak Park. Thank you for considering me for rejoining the board as a board member a while back. I learned so very, very much about that. I can more background and model. I think it was Lynn or someone, or you guys showed me the maps of the new plans, and it's very obvious to me the expansion of the heights along University Avenue with businesses and high density, and then in Old Park, favorite College Grove Shopping Center, right? And then in South Oak Park. And Webster's are doing it. What they're planning on doing is high density development along transit corridor. And the key for me is when I say affordable housing, what does that mean? I immediately people that will be renters. I would like to see is an effort to change the plans to provide affordable condos for young people who are working and establishing themselves so they can then sell their condo. Neighborhood still, sell the condo and then move up, and then other people come in. More like a starting point. Anyway, that's my focus. And so thank you very much for. Oh, I'm also Oak Park Community Council president, and I'm on my way out. Turned out.
Okay, Jessica, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your names. Jessica Adeguin. Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
I'm a resident of Webster. I've been there since 2020. I'm a teacher. I work for San Diego Unified School District. been involved in our Webster Community Council and Friends of Webster. Currently, I'm a board member for our union, the teachers union. I am also terming out there. So I thought I'd like to take some of my organizing and advocacy skills here. My student goes to Webster, my child is a student at Webster Elementary School. We're working on trying to get some like green infrastructure over there. So I was feeling like come over here and how it goes.
Thank you so much. Okay, Joseph Yordi.
Hi, I'm Joe Yordi. I've lived in Webster since 2017. We bought a house there at the border of Webster and Oak Park. In 2024, my husband and I opened a coffee shop on called Jones Coffee on the corner of 47th and Federal. Since we moved from Normal Heights to this neighborhood, didn't know a lot about Southeast San Diego, but in those 9 years that we've lived here, and especially the 2 years since we've opened our business, I've learned a lot about the neighborhood. I'm actively engaged with the Friends of Webster community group. I'm learning a lot there. I've worked with groundwork a bit, grant funding. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how I can contribute. I just know that I can. I have a lot of administrative experience. I worked at the University of San Diego for 18 years before I opened the coffee shop. Served in the Navy for 11 years. So I feel like I can bring a lot of that experience to the Eastern Area Planning Committee.
And you're running as a business owner,
Yes.
which is something that we really need. We just need a business owner voice. So great. Okay, thank you so much. All right, wonderful. Now, we also have several current board members who are rerunning. Everybody's rerunning that's up for reelection. So pleased about that. We weren't planning to hear from them unless somebody has a burning desire to say something. Yes.
I think we should address one thing is how long can someone run before they're termed out? Just for the people who are new here, because I didn't put that on my.
So a term lasts 2 years, and you can get reelected for 8 consecutive terms, and then after the 8 years. For 8 years, I'm sorry, 8 years, not 8 consecutive terms. 8 years, so 4 terms. And then after that, you're termed out and you can take a year off and come back, which is what a couple of people who are running now are doing. And that's really great. So we're pleased. Thank you both for doing that. Yes. Anything else? Okay, wonderful. So those are our candidates. If you haven't voted, please make sure you do vote. Before 8 p.m., 1 voter per household. So if there's 2 people live in the same house, only one of you can vote. Yes, John?
And you must be a resident of one of the 6 communities. You can't
have
live
to live
outside.
Yeah, you have to live in one of the 6 neighborhoods. If you do not live in one of the 6 neighborhoods, you cannot vote. So please don't if you don't live in one of the 6 neighborhoods. Okay.
Should we name what the 6 neighborhoods are?
The 6 neighborhoods are Redwood Village, although there's no open seats for Redwood Village, El Cerrito, Rolando Park, Oak Park, and Webster. Okay. All right. Okay. So now that we've done that, we're going to go ahead and move on to our representatives' reports.
I guess so.
I think we might have a light, which could work in our favor tonight. Anybody here from District 4? Henry Foster's office? No. Okay. Fatima is not here from the mayor's office, but she did send a report in, which I shared with the board last night. Or today. Karen Montefiore Federico from Supervisor Montgomery Stepp's office. No. Okay. Kate Needham Kano from Congresswoman Sarah Jacobs' office. Okay. Anissa Mohammed from District 9, Councilmember Sean Elo Rivera. Anissa? No. Okay. Ashcon Jones from State Assembly Member Dr. Lachey Sharp Collins. Nope. Sam Gonzalez from
Here.
Senator Dr.
I'm
Akilah
here.
Wentworth Pearson's office.
Come online.
Thank you, Sam.
Last but not least,
Sam.
Sam.
Go, Sam, go. All
Hi,
right.
everyone. Sorry for not joining you in person. Just I took it as a sign from, the universe that with all these road crashes, I'd stay home. I have two updates real quick. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. The first one is that the Senior of the Year and Nonprofit of the Year nominations are due at the end of this month. If you know a nonprofit operating in Senate District 39 that has had a significant positive impact in the community, go ahead and submit a nomination through our website. Again, the deadline is March 31st, or you can just email me and I'll send you the link. And secondly, Senior of the Year, if you know someone 60 years or older who has shown exceptional dedication to the community and public welfare, feel free to nominate them. People can also self-nominate if they wish. You can go ahead and visit our website and submit a nomination, or you can email me and I'll send you the link. And lastly, for in honor and recognition of elections and for your community engagement, our office is happy to produce certificates of recognition for outgoing and incoming board members. This is just an offer from our office. Feel free to email me once the results are in, and I can go ahead and get to work on that request. I will need the first names, last names, and I'll follow up with the email on what I really need to make the certificates. And the next time I attend in person, I will be delivering them and presenting them. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
That sounds really nice, Sam. Thanks. Any questions for Sam? Question, not a comment, only a question, please.
You were recruiting, sir, and I volunteer. What can you say? Cesar Javier, District 9, City Heights. I am more than senior, sick, and with existing medical condition, and we have been voicing community issues which have never been responded by the city, county,
Mr.
and
Caesar,
even
Mr.
APCD.
Caesar,
Can I be a candidate?
Mr. Caesar, a question. If you have a question, ask Sam your question, please.
Can I
Yes,
be?
I need you to just ask the question, please. Just ask, what is your question for Sam?
Mr. Citizen Sam Gonzalez, sir, can I be qualified?
Of course, yes. If you are 60 years or older and are able to self-nominate or have someone nominate you, anyone can submit the nomination. And I believe I have your email on file, so I will follow up with you directly and I'll send you the link so you can just access it immediately.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. Anyone else have any questions for Sam? Wonderful. Thank you so much, Sam. Really appreciate you being here.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Wonderful. Making excellent time.
I think that's an
There's Anissa. You're up, Anissa. We won't even let you warm up a chair.
Yeah.
Your update. We're gonna try to keep a little tight schedule, so I'm gonna give you 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Just to reintroduce myself, my name is Anissa Mohammed. I am a community representative for District 9 and Sean Ella Rivera's office. I represent the areas of Rolando Park, Rolando Village, Redwood Village, and El Cerrito. I'm just going to give a quick update. Early mid-March, the Sanic crew, as you guys might know, will begin their first phase of construction with the University Bikeway project that's coming up right now along University Avenue from 60th Street to 69th Street as part of the project. Work will begin in the middle of the road and will last for several months before shifting to the sides of the road. It's going to be a bigger picture because I know it's been a long conversation we've been having. So what to expect? Travel lanes will be reduced to 1 lane in each direction of University Avenue, as well as intersections within Molino Drive, Argan Drive, and Alamo Drive along University Avenue will be closed through traffic and left turns would not be allowed. Parking on the south side of University Avenue will be unavailable through construction, and parking on the north side will be partially restricted throughout the construction period. So vehicle pedestrian detours and just expect like travel delays. Access to businesses, homes, and driveways will still be maintained for your safety. Just like always use approved crosswalks, points, and follow along the posted directions and on-site flaggers. I have the construction notice papers right here if you all want to look more into detail. But if you have any conversations or complaints or in terms of just like following up or anything that you need, you guys could like forward that to our offices. I don't have my business cards with me, but I could, if you want to talk to me, I could also provide those information to you. I'm pretty sure my email is also on some of the like the pages and
Yes,
stuff
it's on
like
the
that.
agenda.
Just to, because we are working with the Sandig team and are going to be meeting with them regularly if we hear any feedback from the community, just to let them know, hey, like I know construction has started, but this is what we're hearing and it's not working out. Just to let them know, like maybe just to change some things around. But just the whole point of it is just have a bigger picture, more bikeways. They're including some sidewalks, paving the streets and everything like that. So hopefully in the future, it's going to look really nice and really beneficial for our communities here. I know it is annoying, like with all the delays and everything going on, but we look forward to seeing what is to expect to come. And if you have any questions, just really, yeah. Sorry.
Oh, thank God. We have a new staff of.
Oh yeah. Just yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Please look back at the records. The have your families not complain.
Yeah.
Suggestion
Yeah.
to get abate that ceramics kiln there at the stream view.
Oh, stream view.
It
Yeah.
has been there. Many staff they just lie there.
Yeah.
And forget it.
Talk
Ignored it.
Yeah.
5238.
523. Okay.
Streamview Drive.
Yeah. I'll also
A business that is poisoning the air we breathe there. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. I know it's been a lot of like staffers and stuff like that. I just started in November of last year, so with the holidays and everything like that, I'm still getting adjusted, getting used to the new connections and everything like that. So I am learning as I go. But if there's any questions or just any inquiries, just like get it done reports, even outside of the University Bikeway project, anywhere I could help out with any construction stuff, I could also do that as well.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, yeah.
So when is it? When does construction start?
We were told that construction is starting like this week, but we did see some signs out saying that they're gonna delay it to the end of the week. But I am also meeting with the Sandig team tomorrow, just because we as a team, we're not Sandig in our district, so it's just like confusion. So we did also report those inquiries and we're like, oh, what's going on? What's the holdup and everything like that. So we are waiting for the response that we get. Yeah.
So the first section is 69.
Yeah. So yeah, it's from 60th to 69th Street. So it's gonna be around here. And then I'll pass these out as well.
They have painted all of the curbs red so that people can park.
Yeah, there is that they painted some of the curbs.
Yeah. Ask about Choice Parkway, the Triangle Park, because I noticed it looked like there was another like clear up abatement, a lot of cones. Do you know anything about?
I didn't hear anything about that. And I could
I drove down that way. It was Sunday.
Yeah, we heard about like the red painting.
I was like, wow, something's happening here.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I didn't know if we had an update on the.
Yeah, we are getting but they did say that construction was first start at night. Just so then they could
on university
for university slowly go into like so it's easier for pedestrians or like so it isn't too much like just to slowly go into like construction. But yeah, I'll follow up on that as well.
Yeah, this one's just at Choice Park.
Choice Park,
the Triangle Park.
Oh yeah,
on Choice Parkway.
Yeah,
that's a different project.
Yeah. I got
okay. Danielle, go ahead. Danielle. We can't hear you if you're talking. Danielle.
There we go. Other button. Thank you. So Bettina, to answer your question, because the city has to vacate the street, the ownership of all of the little parcels along the street revert back to the original owners, and Park and Rec is going to have to come up with money to buy all that land.
What land? Sorry.
The land that's under the street, it reverts back to the original owners once they vacate the street.
You're talking about Choice Parkway?
Triangle Park.
Triangle Park. Okay.
Wait.
So I got that got that just on Saturday verbally from the director of Parks and Rec. And, you know, they're all in a budget crunch, so buying
Okay.
land is going to be difficult.
Okay, that's going to be a whole nother topic then that we might want to discuss at a later time. Is this is new information? Okay, thank you, Danielle.
Very San Diego.
I know. Yeah. Okay. All right. No more. Any more questions for Anissa? Okay. Fantastic. That means we are ready to dive into our first presentation. So this is an information and action item. We will be asked whether to approve or not approve this project. So what I'm going to do is after the presentation, I'm going to let the board ask questions first, one question each, no follow-up questions until everyone's had a chance to ask, and then we'll take questions from the audience if there are any. Okay, please introduce yourselves. Yes, and yeah, we've got your slideshow ready to go. It's actually, yeah, it would be great if you could, because that way we'll get you better on camera. And all right.
Oh,
Are you gonna? Oh, sure.
It says sharing is not turned on.
well, as you're working on sharing the screen, my name is Iman Hosseini Shakib. I'm with the City of San Diego Stormwater Department. And today with me, we have the Deputy Director, Kamer Hassanin, and Sarah Dasgabi, Senior Civil Engineer, and Alexis White, our Environmental Planner, as a support team for myself. I'm the project manager for El Cerrito and Rolando Park Storm Drain and Green Infrastructure project. This is a project that is happening. It's now in design. It's happening in two neighborhoods near each other. One on the University Avenue, the other one on Vista Grande and Loma Alta mainly. So I'm going to go through this slide one by one, explain the existing situation as well as the proposed improvements in the project. Thank you. Yeah, can I have the next slide, please? The agenda, so I'm going to show the project location and the vicinity map, the existing conditions of the infrastructure, the stormwater infrastructure the issues that we are facing actually, the project goals, the scope of work, the benefits of the project, and then I'm going to talk about the schedule and funding sources for this project, and the vote of concurrence that we require for site development permit, and then we have time for questions. Next slide, please. Yes, the project location. The project, as you might know, is located. It's situated in Troyes subwatershed, and this is the project. This is the watershed that most of our projects are now happening in. Like requires the most of the effort and has most of the issues. Can I have the next slide? Yeah.
Oops. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this one. This is the project footprint. So as you can see on University Avenue, we are working between College Avenue and 60th Street and a little bit south of University Avenue on College Avenue. On the residential neighborhood, we are working on Loma Alta, Vista Grande mainly, and Hope Street cul-de-sac and Vivian Street cul-de-sac. This is basically where we are realigning or replacing the storm drain. Next one. Yeah, the existing condition. This is one of the pictures, but the next slide is going to show you more of the conditions that you're facing. So in these two neighborhoods, we are facing flooding because of the storm drain being undersized and under capacity, as well as some non-standard improvement that date back to 1950s, 1960s. By the time that they were developed, they were standard. By today's standard, they are not standard, so we have to replace them. we are facing with non-standard outfalls into the channel, as well as very ancient corrugated metal pipes that were like the cutting edge technology at the time, but now they are past their useful life. So we are replacing a lot of corrugated metal pipes, which is the focus of this project specifically. Next slide, please. The project goals, yes. Have the next one. Yeah, as I mentioned, we are replacing we are upgrading a deteriorated corrugated metal pipes or CMPs, as you can see in the picture. This one, for example, this is for this neighborhood. Like the bottom part is totally gone. So it's very frail and prone to collapse. So we are dealing with these ones. We're addressing flooding and ponding issues by adequately capturing and conveying the stormwater runoff, as well as improving and safeguarding the stormwater quality of San Diego Bay, Choice Creek watershed, and local streams and waterways, bays, and beaches, which we are putting in a few modular wetland systems to capture the storm drain, stormwater, and filter out the contamination. Next one, please. The scope, yes. Yeah, this is a zoomed in map of the project. You can see those pink boxes, MWS, those are modular wet system, which is porous media to clean the water. As well, you can see on University Avenue, we are having that red line, which is a new proposed improvement, storm drain, which is now getting connected to 6th Street existing network. And then we are having a few other improvements, including the modular wetland systems. So here we do have the deteriorated CMPs that we are replacing with reinforced concrete pipes, the new standard. And we are also having, as I mentioned, stormwater quality improvement by putting in modular wetland systems. And then as for the traffic control plan, we might have partial road closures during construction, but minimal to no public service interruptions for sewer, water, electricity, or other utilities. We don't expect that one. Next slide, please. Yeah, this is the residential neighborhood. As you can see, there's a long stretch of a red line. This is mainly to take care of 3 outfalls that we're having in Rolando Channel. The purple ones, probably we can see the purple ones. We are abandoning all of those and realigning everything to the right of way, to the public right of way. So we are vacating the easements that we have with private owners. We are realigning. That is going to be a slightly challenging work to do, and it's going to be costly. But we decided to do that because this is the city's preference to vacate the easements with the private owners and then transfer everything to the public right of way. So we are taking care of the old infrastructure. We're taking care of the flooding mainly, and realigning to the public right of way. On Hope Street, there is a lining proposed because the CMP there is very old, but the realignment isn't possible. The elevation didn't work. The stormwater is going downward always. So we are lining. So by lining, I mean we are sending some flexible material into the pipe, into the old pipe, and then it hardens over time. It becomes a new pipe inside the old pipe. And it is very sturdy. It lasts for 50, 100 years. That's what we are doing. We couldn't realign to the public right away. On Vivian, we are having partial lining as well as new alignment to the well-defined low points to avoid sinkholes, erosion, things like that. And then at the end, we're having a new outfall down the stream of the bridge on Rolando Avenue into the Rolando Channel. So the same for traffic control plan here, minimal to no public service interruptions, as well as partial road closures, but will maintain uninterrupted vehicle access. And next slide, please. Yeah, this is a stereotypical section of the modular wetland system. What it does is that it filters out the contamination through the porous media. It's got one smaller compartment, usually for pre-treatment chamber, treatment chamber, which is used to filter out the larger debris. But then water goes through the porous media and gets filtered out. Both the dissolved and suspended solids are taken out, and the outflow is going to be much better in terms of quality of water. And for this watershed, I think we are taking care of the copper, lead, and zinc. So eventually the water that's going to end up in the bay is going to have much higher quality. Next slide. The project benefits, I already talked about it. We are going to improve the water quality, aesthetics. We're going to improve the environmental health overall. We're going to provide flood-safe communities. We are going to abandon 3 existing storm drains within private property and realign the system to the right outlet. Next slide. Yeah, the schedule and funding. So for funding, we have been spending for design of this project, which is now at 60%. We are using federal funding, Water Infrastructure Finance and Innovation Act, we call it WIFIA, as well as a local funds. We are using that for design and construction of the storm drain portion. For the green infrastructure portion, which is on the University Avenue, we have applied for a state revolving fund through the Water Board and California Water Quality Board. And we are going to use that budget for the construction of the green infrastructure portion. The design we plan to finish by January 2027, and the construction starts June 2027 till July 2028. Next slide. Yeah, the next one. Yeah, so for this one, for the site development permit, because we are adding a new outfall to the channel, we require the vote of concurrence. So I don't know if that's the time to do that or no, but the next slide is about the questions, if you have any. Thank you very much.
Yes. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and ask questions. Remember, 1 question, no follow-ups. The board is going to go first, and then we'll take questions from other folks. As the chair, I'm going to exercise my privilege to ask the first question. This is a really important question. So this body represents the residents of Rolando Park, as well as 5 other communities. As you know, Village Green apartments are right next to a storm drain. They've had horrible flooding 2 years ago, and they flooded again this year. What do we tell the residents of those apartment buildings why they are not, that storm drain is not included in this project? What do we tell them?
That's a great question. Oh, you want to take on that? Sure.
Yeah, I'll take that one because that one is a tough one, and obviously it's not part of this project. Again, just to reintroduce myself for the record.
And why?
To reintroduce myself for the records, my name is Samar Hassanan. I am the deputy director of one of the divisions in the stormwater department, which is a division that we manage the capital improvement project. So the Rolando Park, and not just Rolando Park, and other areas within the community, within Choya's watershed. We know there are other areas that are of need for infrastructure improvement, but we can't address the needs of the entire watershed in one project. And that's the reality. I don't have the magical solution. I don't have the magical answer, and you're gonna be probably mad at me that I don't have the right answer. But that's the reality. I'm being transparent with you. This particular project, not to say that this project is more important than Rolando Park or Rolando Channel or anything else in the watershed, but this project particularly was scoped and initiated literally 11 years ago. That's how old it is, 11 years ago. And as probably a lot of you know, the city's budget situation is not great, specifically for stormwater. The stormwater program is unfunded, so there isn't a dedicated fund to fund stormwater projects. So we've struggled over the years in terms of getting enough funding for the project to move it forward. That's why it's been 11 years. So when the project was scoped at that time, that's how it was defined. For mainly, you can see from what Iman showed here on the screen, there are very old, deteriorated, failed corrugated metal pipes that have passed their useful life. So this area has problems as well. It's not just Rwanda Park. So from known conditions from our staff that work in the field and so on, they have identified these pipes as old, deteriorated. You can see from some of the pictures. So they are in need to be replaced before they fail and create flooding or emergency or something like that. And then, of course, also Iman showed one area where we have old pipes that are literally within people's backyards. And this in the past, in the 40s and 50s, when these pipes were installed, it was an okay practice. But now it's not an okay practice. People don't like it. And probably at the November meeting, the rebels were here complaining about the outfall that is discharging into their backyard for years and years. And there are other similar situations like that. So that's one main goal, to get these pipes out of private properties and private easements into the right of way. So in summary, this project is needed as well as other projects in the area, or other needs for infrastructure improvements. And really, like I said earlier, in terms of funding, there is so much we can do. We have a lot of great work that is happening all over, particularly Choya's watershed, because we know it's one of the older parts of the city, and there are a lot of infrastructure needs, specifically because of the way that Choya's Creek was designed. It was designed around, or maybe the channel was there, and then buildings and developments were approved to be right against the channel, so it is undersized. So there are a lot of problems in the area. So unfortunately, Bettina, I know I don't have the perfect answer to say yes. Rolando Park and Rolando Channel is a priority as well, and we have a project. We don't, and again, it's really just a matter of like this big long list of needs, and just a matter of getting the funding to start all these projects, start establishing them and getting them through design construction.
Stick to my own rules and not ask a follow-up question yet.
Wait.
Emily is.
It's 8 o'clock. So if you haven't voted, we're gonna count the votes now.
Anyone else have ballots?
And I have a question too, but.
Right, well, yeah, make it quick. Emily, please, you're next. Yes.
So you mentioned that stormwater program is unfunded, which is directly related to my question. Modular wetlands have media that has to be replaced every 12 to 24 months, depending on what goes into them, including planting material. Does the city have the funding to maintain all of those wetlands every 12 to 24 months as needed? Or if they don't, and they're no longer processing the water that's required, and it all floods again in 2 years?
Okay, that's the right. No, I see what you mean. Overall, as I mentioned, the stormwater program generally unfunded, because there isn't a dedicated funding source where we can say, okay, we have a secured revenue, let's say, of $100 million every year for our operation and maintenance needs and the CIP. That's not the case. But we get a base budget from the general fund, which is from basically tax revenue and so on, to do the basic operation and maintenance of the system. These are part of the overall infrastructure and assets that the city will own. But just to be transparent, it is challenging as well, because as you know, we are going through budget reductions and so on. But these are part of the assets that we are adding to our infrastructure, and the goal is to keep up with the maintenance. I'm not sure about the 12 to 24 months in terms of replacing the media, but in terms of just like attending to the plants and the vegetation, the surface vegetation, that is something that will.
Jen?
I have 3 questions, so if there's time, please come back. Thank you both 3 for being here. I have old pipes at my house, and the cheapest way to do it was to put the liner in, that spray-in thing anyway, why aren't we doing that across the city? Like, if that's the cheapest way to maintain this, and we don't have any money, like, why aren't we doing that?
Well, the technical preference is to replace a pipe. instead of lining it, because lining is costly, but not as effective and permanent as replacing with RCP, reinforced concrete pipe. We do lining whenever there's like pipe under private property. That is just like this case is next to a pool and we can't go there. We can't take machinery inside that. These are the cases that we prefer to do the lining. But overall, if everything allows us, we prefer to replace it and having a more permanent solution. Because it is costly, but it's not as permanent as a
Or is it expensive?
Yeah, and I can add that it just only added to the use value of the pipe like about 20 years ago. But it's still like as enormous is not permanent, so we have to come back, we have to replace it. So whenever we can, we take the concrete pipe, which has 100 year of the useful life, and maybe more, that's just not designated. So we prefer to replace as much as possible. But if there's a constructability challenge, we prefer just to do it. But we do a lot of lining projects as well. And also the lining, it all depends on the condition of the pipe. But the pipe has been like there's a hole or the bottom of the pipe has been gone, that needs to be replaced. So it requires certain condition to be lineable and a good for the lining.
Yeah, a lot of time the CMPs are overalized over.
Anyone else? I know John has a question, so we will let him ask his question. Does anyone in the audience have a question? Not a comment, a question.
Yeah, go ahead. Kind of maybe related to your question, but and I recognize that you've shared that this is from a long time ago, the project and how it was selected. But can you point us to the documentation used to make new decisions about projects like this? Like what rubric or standards do you use in terms of which pipelines and, you know, exit points impact the most people? I think the thing that's very obvious here is a lot of it's individual backyards and private properties versus larger community areas where we have a number of people living that when flooded impacts multiple homes and communities and businesses versus someone's personal property, which is obviously important, but what are the standards that you all use to make those decisions and how do you weigh them? And knowing that this was decided a while ago, what's the current way that you're making that decision?
Great question. Great question. So we have a watershed asset management plan specifically for the stormwater system, where we have an inventory of entire existing system, all assets, pipes, pump stations, channels, structures, outfalls, everything. And there are, you're right, like a rubric, literally like a numeric score that we assign to every asset. And there are several factors that are that they go into that equation. The age of the pipe, the material, the risk. So you're right about the risk that they cause in case they fail. And there is a higher score given if the impact, for example, is a school or a hospital or a bigger area of the community versus like one residential home. And of course, the age of the pipe, the material, and so on, capacity, and so on. So there's that rubric, and also the other part of the factors, the environmental, environmental, social factors. So all these get calculated, then the asset is given a score of 5. 5 is considered the highest priority, where it has to be replaced. So that's our current system. The plan, and it describes the rubric and everything. It's on our website. And literally, like if you go to stormwater department and you go in the reports, you'll find the watershed asset management plan. We have a lot of 5s. Right? Then it becomes the factor like, okay, which ones of the 5 do you actually pick? And then that's when other factors come in play, in terms of like how critical the area is. Do we really have existing flooding reports of, flooded areas and so on, and funding? Then, I mean, it's literally the next biggest priority becomes like, is the funding available? And a lot of these projects are extremely expensive. And that's how, because if you think about it, you would say probably 70% of the city system has to be replaced. Then that's when sometimes we have to piece more projects and divide them up to smaller bites so we can chew on them and get them going.
If I can add also, like, what you see here is not only focusing on the like the properties, the entire level also, there's no storage system or collective water system. That part was missing. Also, there was nothing there that's working like that. We started our property. So this has helped the community to connect with runoff and work in a correct way. And then we propose a new outfall, not only because of those property, but to be started more in a concrete surface, which allow the water flow more accurately. The concrete, the channel is on their side, but us discharging to the concrete versus the air, it helps the flow.
I don't mean to, but we're already over by
No problem.
minutes on this presentation because we do have two others. I will take 3 more questions. That's it. Yes, I know. and we've got John.
From Zoom, please.
Yes, so Danielle, why don't Mr. Caesar, can you just ask your question directly? Just ask the question because we have 4 minutes left.
I respect your.
Please, and other
mandate.
people want to ask the
I
question.
just would like to copy the way you ask the question. Would that be okay?
Yes.
We have been advocating adequate water. They know that as the water authority.
Ask the question, Mr. Caesar, please. I'm begging you. Please ask the
I beg
question.
also because I'm trying to lay the foundation.
But you can't do that. We don't have time. Other people have questions.
The question
Just
is,
ask your question.
why don't we study this at a reasonable time? And please do not jive this during election. That's a introductory. And then why that area only? And
questions.
Why is it not connected?
Yeah, you only can ask one question and Summer has already answered
Please
why.
connect it with
Mr.
water
Caesar,
conservation.
Mr. Caesar,
Water catching, please. Thank you,
Mr.
ma'am.
Caesar,
Thank
thank
you.
you very much.
Thank you.
Summer has already addressed why only that. She, in great detail, she answered that question. So we're going to go on to the next question. Danielle, please.
Thank you, Patina. My question is this project been scored from 814? And if the answer is yes, could you also answer what Patina asked about the other project where the apartments were flooded? Is that a CIP and has that been scored for 814, please?
Technically, you get one question, but
Yeah.
okay.
So
I'm
this
trying to
project,
ask yours.
yeah, this project has been scored under Council Policy 800-14 because every single CIP project has to have a score. The Rolando Park channel area is not a project yet, so it has not been scored.
Lynn had a question and I'm going to come to you. Yep, please.
Just confirm that there is not going to be any reduction in risk for the Village Green Apartments as a result of this project. Because Sonia and I, we have to go back to the community council. We have to go back to that community and tell them that this project isn't going to help them.
You're correct. I'm sorry to share the result of this project, but I want to be transparent and give you accurate information. This particular project solves a great deal of issues within the project boundary. It does not solve the problem of the Green Village Apartments, nor the problems of the channel itself, which is undersized.
John, please.
My question is, I've noticed, and apologies if this has already been asked. Saw that a significant amount of funding was coming from the federal government. There has been obviously big cuts to particularly California for federal government funds. You already have the money, and if not, do you expect that you're actually going to get the money?
Have the money secured in the bank.
Okay.
No doubt. One good answer today.
Excellent.
Great. All right. Thank you.
Sure.
Appreciate everyone's cooperation. You guys all did a great job. Thank you very much. So now go ahead and you have a question to ask us.
To vote, right?
Yes, you want us to consider. So we do need to take a vote. So if you could
Yeah,
But then we have to make a motion, so we want to make it clear
Yeah, that
what your
page
ask
is-
is.
if you could please share the screen again.
What am I sharing? The question here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just the last
first,
way with the form, with the questions. Thank you.
Share with everyone.
End of it. So yes, the city of San Diego is seeking code of concurrence from the community as part of site development permit requirements with the community through this project for construction.
So we need someone to make a motion to either approve or not approve, we can't approve it, support, basically. So we need someone to make a motion to either support or not support this project from this board.
I make a motion to whether we should support this project.
Okay, so you make a motion to consider support
this
this project. Okay, so Jim makes the motion. Emily seconds. All right. Sonia,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Kim,
Yes.
Emily.
Yes.
You seconded, did you? Sorry. Jen.
Yeah.
Okay. So approved.
Okay. I don't vote.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, you made the motion. I made the motion, so I'm
Okay,
assuming
okay,
you're a
I-
yes. Okay, Jim, sorry.
Yes.
Okay, all right. It's done.
Thank you very much.
Can you please resend me the links? Because one of the links doesn't work. You had sent, yeah, resend that to me.
Then I have Sarah's email and my email there if you have any questions about it.
Okay.
Bettina, thank you very
so
much.
much.
We appreciate
Really
the board
appreciate it. Okay.
audience time here. Thank you. And you have.
All right, wonderful. Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Okay, before we go on to our next item, let's go ahead and announce our election results.
All right.
Oh, you.
Do you want the result?
Yes.
There you go.
Okay, so look at this. All right, fantastic. So Jim has been reelected. Congratulations. Emily has been reelected. Congratulations. Sonia has been reelected. Congratulations. Lynn has been elected to the board again. Congratulations. Jen has been reelected. Congratulations. Jessica, congratulations. Welcome to the Eastern Area Communities Planning Committee. Would you like to come and have a seat at the table? You're on the board. Oh, no.
You can't vote.
Oh, at the next. I'm sorry. I thought it was this one. I apologize. I got really excited. Okay. Amerta, did I say it right? Amerta. Oh, you're gonna have to help me with that one. Amerta. Congratulations. You are now a member of the Eastern Area Communities Planning Committee. Richard Diaz, congratulations. You are back on the board. Thank you so much. I said, Jen, you've been reelected, right?
Yeah.
Yep, you're back. Jessica, did I say? Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, I read Jessica. Okay.
Yeah.
And well, let's see. Hold on a second. Yes.
Yeah, you're at large.
Okay, and Joseph Yordi, congratulations. We're very happy to have you. Right. Oh, so exciting. This is
And
great.
we wanted to say, we did have a few write-in votes, and for another candidate who who, I don't know if was here tonight or not, but,
Yeah.
we do have an upcoming opening. As of tonight, we've learned that our at-large member, is
Yes, we do.
resigned.
Mhm.
So we will have my question is when is the next election so that this person can express their interest?
If you come to the next, it's Valerie, is she here? Valerie? Oh, great, fantastic. Valerie. So what we want, yeah. Yes. What neighborhood are you in?
Webster.
Okay, fantastic. So we have an open position for member at large, which is how I started because the two Redwood Village seats were full. I wanted to join. There was a member at large position open, so I ran for that. So if you'd like to join us next time, that meeting, in April, second Tuesday, same place. We'll love to get a candidate form from you, so that'd be great. And then you can just introduce yourself and then we can vote for you then. Okay.
Just remind me, and I'll send you the form tomorrow.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
Awesome. Okay. Oh gosh, I'm excited because we have a full board, fully representative of all of our neighborhoods. And now we have a business owner, so exciting times ahead. Right. Okay, we will move on to our next item. Thank you for your patience, Rocky. Are you Rocky?
Yeah.
All right. Rocky is going to talk to us about 6540 University Avenue. And I did get your slides, so we will have them up for you.
Okay, should I go there?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, because the camera gets you better over on that corner in that.
Thank you, Christina. First, I just want to commend you for this unenviable job tonight of chairing and moderating this. I know you got a lot going on today, probably more than typical, and so I appreciate like all the hard work that it takes to do this. In fact, guys, give it a round.
Thank you. I feel like I'm being really mean tonight, but I'm not really that mean of a person.
You have to be tough when it comes to this stuff. Yeah.
It's not in my nature, but
Great job.
sweating
Great
over
job.
here.
So thank you. My name is Rocky Goyle. A little bit about myself. I been in San Diego for 30 years. I'm up in North County, grew up in El Centro, and then came up here for high school and I really left. I've been doing commercial real estate, construction, development, management, investment, pretty much for that entire time. And I recently bought a parcel at 6540 University. It's a vacant land. That map shows you kind of the intersection of University and Aragon. So it's at that corner. And then if we could go to the next slide, that's a zoomed out. So you can kind of see it's sandwiched in between College and 70th. Actually, tonight I learned about the bike path thing. So that was really valuable. Yeah. In fact, we should talk because this land is vacant. I don't know, maybe there's an opportunity to help with the construction, and we're not going to be doing much with this site for a while. So they need a place to park trucks and store stuff. Like maybe there's an opportunity. Anyways, okay, next slide, please. Okay, so there's an aerial of it. This parcel's been vacant for, gosh, as far as anybody can remember, 20 plus years. For those of you not too familiar with that area, it's across the street from Planet Fitness. And then I think that there's that Joel R adult arcade that's next to that. And that's kind of how I remind people about where this is. Those are major landmarks. Okay, so that's the aerial of it. So it's at a hard corner. It's been fenced in for a while. I recently found out that homeless folks are squatting there, and there's a lot of trash that's been accumulating there. So I've already gone in and secured the fencing, and we've tried to clean it up and just kind of stabilize it. I bought it a few months ago, and initially we kind of had a concept that we wanted to try to run with, but ran into some hiccups. So I haven't submitted anything to the city yet. And if anything, I'm trying to deal with some issues. Like, for example, and we can go to the next slide. There's like that billboard, which is actually on my property line, and it didn't show up on title, but it's encroaching into our property. So that's another fun issue that I have to deal with about a billboard encroaching over and it didn't show up on a title report, showed up on my survey. So dealing with some fun things, but that aside, really what I'm here today to do, and this is extremely informal, this isn't a requirement from the city. Whenever I do something in a new community, I like to come, I like to meet community members. Tonight's a great night because I see there's a lot of folks here. And so for me, it's exciting because maybe I get to hear more than I normally would. And so if you're familiar with the site tonight, I'd like to just hear folks have concerns, ideas about this site, like things that maybe as you travel through this corridor, things you've envisioned there that the community would need or what that would work there. My idea, the concept that we wanted to do was a fueling station with a convenience store, EV chargers. It's a nice intersection for that. But like I said, I've run into some speed bumps on that. So we may still try to pursue that. I don't know, but I don't have plans. I haven't submitted anything yet. And so if we want to run through a couple more of those pictures just to give you guys some different angles. So that's another shot of the billboard. And then I think, did I have one more? Yeah, I got one more. Okay, and then that's looking back from University up. Aragon is the street on the right. So that's me. That's the project. Again, very informal, just here to listen and understand concerns and gauge temperature on some ideas. And please, if there are any questions from, I guess we'll start with the board and then go ahead.
To me. Yes. So again, same ground rules. One question, no follow-ups. Let everybody else get a chance to ask. And no commentary, questions, preferably questions, okay? Or you can offer, because if Rocky's looking for ideas, you can offer something you'd like to see there, but keep it direct, please.
Thank you. Yeah, we're not voting. There's no motion.
Yeah, no, we're just having a discussion. The board is going to go first, Mr. Caesar, and then the board is going to go first. Okay, Sonia, go ahead.
So, the gas station idea, I'm kind of not for. For university, especially in that section, from college on down, we have a lot of auto places and, car places, upholstery places, and gas stations. We would prefer as, a community to have different types of businesses other than that, because we have an abundance of that. What other ideas do you have?
I mean, look, so from a development perspective, and you always have to look at these things from not just what works in the community, but also where there's where it's investable, right? And so a lot of times, and historically in San Diego over the last 10 or 15 years, multifamily has been an area that's a great need and has had, good return as an investment. Unfortunately, over the last few years, and frankly, I don't know for how much longer, that doesn't make sense. When we pencil those numbers, it's going to sound crazy, but the land actually has negative value, meaning you would have to pay me to take the land and then do the construction in order to even break even on the project like that. And that was my first preference. And I've done that before. And when I see stuff like that, I think this is great for a 15 unit, 20 unit pop-up, go 4 or 5 stories. But I can't do that because the economics just don't pencil with the cost of construction, inflation, and interest rates where they're at. So levers economically have to change significantly for a project like that to then get greenlit. So short of that, I know that a drive-through is allowed by right, and that's an easy sort of entitlement to go through. It's not even an entitlement. We can just actually do that. But economically, like that's a tough sell. Like I don't know. And can we use another taco stand there? I don't think so. I've seen what Phil's is doing down the street and the line of cars that back up onto University, right? So I'm thinking, okay, that's why I'm here, honestly, is to try to gauge some ideas that maybe we can go back and do some homework on, aside from EV charging, fuel station, and convenience store.
I'm, speaking on my own behalf, I'm a lifelong resident in this neighborhood. Joe Lar's been there since before I was born, unfortunately. And so what a lot of us want to see is something we can be proud of and something that's useful and something that creates opportunities. So What about an idea such as maybe a two unit small business opportunities, coffee shops. I don't know. We were talking about a potential donut shop.
Like a mini strip.
Yeah, like a
Little
mini
strip
strip. Where there's opportunities for people to start a business, and then there's opportunities for us to frequent a business instead of always having to leave our neighborhoods to go get something we want. I think that would be something we would like. Yes. Yes.
I don't know how big the area is because I don't live right there, but in South Park, they built what they call a tiny Target. That would be really helpful for the neighborhood, I think. Have a tiny Target.
That's not.
Yeah.
Small.
College.
On College Grove though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there are two in South Park.
It'd be very many.
Yeah, it's about a 15,000 foot lot setbacks. Parking.
But I know there's been some interest trying to get, office buildings. Even consider, is that a possibility, where you're trying to get small office people?
I mean, I'm open to it. I'll tell you, I own multiple office building products in San Diego, and it's been tough since COVID. People still work from home,
Right.
half remote, half at home. So office has been decimated. It's barely hanging on in San Diego.
Right.
You look at other cities and other markets, it's gone. And you look at downtown, they're giving back office buildings to their lenders because it's just not viable.
Yeah.
Can we promise that it won't be another pot shop?
I certainly
Come
hope
on.
not. That is a terrible industry and a terrible investment. And I've had investments in that space, and
We can survive, okay? We do not need another.
To hear, 'cause, yeah.
Food,
I mean, we're on the border of La Mesa, so we've got like 50 billion hot shops if we
Needed
so
to, we
choose.
just
Yeah.
crossed them, dear.
Yes.
that's not
There's one
something
on
I'm
every
interested
corner.
in at all.
Okay. Yes, John.
So in general, I don't have any suggestions. My wife said wine bar. Or I would say a small club where live bands could play. But
Yes.
the reality is what we want and what you'll see lacking in that area are viable businesses that attract people from the neighborhood. We have a lot of empty storefronts. All your neighbors would be, and those mini malls that are on either side, there's a lot of empty storefronts. There's very little investment by the owners of those properties. They don't even want to be part of a business district. They don't care. I don't know what their business model is, but it seems like they don't give any kind of crap about our neighborhood. What we want is something, in all of this area is stuff that brings people from our neighborhood and from outside of the neighborhood into our neighborhood. A nice restaurant, some kind of cool venue that is, who knows what it could be. You know where people come from outside the neighborhood, right over here in City Heights, is the Garden Grill, Nate's Garden Grill, which is a little restaurant. It's next to the nursery. It's on the property of the nursery. People come from all over. People come from all over.
I know this way. Yeah.
Have you ever been to a coffee shop over on 47th and Federal? Those guys, people from all over town go there. Sorry. That's what we want. I'm not gonna ask the question, but we want something like that. Vibrance.
Emily.
Yeah, I'll kind of echo that. I think on the university side of Rolando Village specifically it's really lacking in nice restaurants, bars, coffee shops. We used to have Garden Kitchen at Rolando Boulevard and University, and they moved out, and there's kind of been a rotating menu of different things in that location that haven't survived very well. Dog Society, we used to go there a lot. That's gone now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're right. They don't want a business district down there, which is too bad because it's done really well up on El Cajon Boulevard. There's a lot of really great things.
Let Mr. Caesar ask this question because we still have Jan been waiting so patiently. Okay, go ahead. Yes.
I'm curious about that ideas and stuff, but it's about the reference to like the general financial situation about like what you needed to make money, right? So just thinking about that ecosystem in that particular area and then in our communities in general, are there specific policies, expenses, zoning, or regulations that are in our communities that are impacting your ability to make more money on things that we really are looking for? Not, when you think about like, what is the current climate that is causing you to say, I just can't afford to make what really we need?
The answer to that generally is no. I would say it depends on what that idea and use is. Certainly, there would be ideas and uses that wouldn't be congruent with whatever the community plan is, and so if that's the case, that typically means that you have to go through a lengthier and more costlier entitlement process. And then those permits are discretionary, meaning some government body, be it planning commission or city council, would then say, maybe we like it, maybe we don't. If the community comes up and has a big uproar, they may lean to say no, right? If they deem it to be of a public use and benefit, they'll say yes. But as a general statement for the uses that we've discussed today and that I'm contemplating, I would say it's not overly prohibitive from a regulatory perspective, at least from any ideas that I've contemplated.
Thank you. Okay, Lynn. Yeah, we're gonna make it quick because we're at 8:30.
I have a long talk community council on the south side of that intersection. Several years ago, Doug Lister from the Luala Community Council and I met with a developer from North Park. He was looking at that site then, and he was looking at building a Dunkin' Donuts franchise. We asked him to put a Starbucks in because we had one across the street up until 2008. Wasn't feasible because he had just finished the one down on the Harvard and Yale. So he didn't want to do another coffee shop, but he was keen to do like a Dunkin' Donuts. The problem became zoning for the parking, and couldn't get any help from our city council office to get the zoning changed for the parking spaces needed. So he just backed down.
Parking regulations have changed drastically. A lot of uses don't require parking anymore. Development. We looked at doing some coffee pet drive-throughs, but because of bills, like all the big brands, were not interested.
One more. Go ahead.
Quick one. Since we have a lot of young people in our community of Oak Park, and I don't know about the other communities that are sort of disenfranchised, and how about a music studio? I know there's some young people that are interested in doing something like in the arts, painting, music, something that would really motivate them to stay off the streets. And we can talk more about that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a user or a tenant that has that business and needs a place to locate to, and we can develop something for them, if that sounds like how it.
Wonderful. Thank you. No, I'm sorry. The time has ended.
3. I am the third.
No, you're not. I called on you, but you were busy speaking with someone. So I'm sorry. We have to move on.
Because this is not supposed to be.
I'm sorry, Mr. Caesar. I am very, very sorry. I know
Personal.
it's not personal. This is not a personal. I have to keep
only one person. One person benefit.
His presentation is over.
I beg to disagree, ma'am.
I'm sorry you disagree, but I'm the chair and I get to make that decision.
Talk to you about
Represent 77 people and no answer.
Mr. Caesar, I am asking for your cooperation. I really am.
I'm sorry, thank you.
I'm asking for your cooperation and I appreciate it. Thank you kindly. Rocky, thank you so much. This was really helpful.
Yeah, thank you.
Definitely stay in touch and keep us surprised.
Yeah, appreciate all the feedback. You guys have been great, and good luck with the rest of the agenda. And Mr. Caesar, if you want to talk to me, I'm happy to take some time outside.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Rocky. Appreciate it.
Is your problem, sir?
Okay.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay. Jan Hensman is here tonight. so ever so patiently waited. I'm so sorry. But thank you so much. And she is going to talk to us about our special College Rolando library. And she will be asking us to endorse her whatever what she's presenting on tonight. So I'm going to let you explain that.
So I'm here to talk about the Mid-City Community Plan. I am a retired planner. I live in Rolando, have for 50 years, and I'm president of the Friends of the College Rolando Library. And our group has contacted the update committee of the Mid-City Community Plan and asked them to give attention to the College Rolando Library and its issues in the Mid-City Community Plan. And I've given you a couple pictures here. If you look at the side that's got the orange map on it, that map is the catchment area for the College Rolando Library. And it's located just across the street from the boundary of Rolando and the college area. So it's not it's across the boundary from Rolando community in the college area. But it serves all of the communities south of El Cajon Boulevard, Rolando Park, El Cerrito, and Molina. And so half of its service area is in Mid-City, and that's the library for Mid-City. If you look at the map below that, which is in the current documents for the Mid-City Plan update, it gives a little dot there at the top left, top right. And that's the Rolando location of the College Rolando Library at the intersection of Montezuma and El Cajon Boulevard, just north of the boulevard, next to Ralph, close to Ralph's. So that's the only attention given in the Mid-City Plan for that library. And if you look around that northeastern part of the eastern area, there's not much there. The picture, the map there is existing public services and facilities. So I know, there's not a lot of public infrastructure in that area, and there needs to be. And my perception of the Mid-City Plan as it's developing now does not really give appropriate attention to parks and libraries and the essential infrastructure of a city at the same time when the city's telling us you got to take more people, a lot more people. And to ignore the needs of the area in terms of infrastructure isn't acceptable to me and to my library. And so there are 3 other libraries that I highlighted there in the Mid-City area: Kensington, City Heights, and Oak Park. Kensington and Oak Park are tiny libraries, very old, and have been on the list for replacement and improvement for years and years and years and years. And they're on the current list for the Mid-City update, but the College Rolando Library gets no attention other than that little dot on that map. So if you look at the backside of that, the picture is of parks in Mid-City, their diagram. And you can see there's that north eastern part of Mid-City, which is eastern area, not much. And so I'm advocating that we all stand up and make a fuss about more attention to infrastructure. And that if you look at the bottom illustration there, which says public facilities, there are 3 aquatic centers, 2 recreation centers, 1 ranger station, not really serving our particular area. There are the libraries that I mentioned, there's one fire station, but to ignore the fact that this library serving the eastern area is just across the street from the eastern area, that shouldn't make a difference. That library should get attention in the mid-city plan. So we have worked with the college area community plan to try and get as much attention as we could to the problem of the library. So what's the problem of our library? Excuse me, is that when the library was constructed in 2005 and planned and constructed and opened in 2005, the city built the library partly on city property and partly on the private property next door. And then the plan was to purchase the private property next door if and when the church that was now there was sold. And the church came up and wanted to sell its property. The city declined to purchase it in 2016. And so the city lost control of the driveway that goes into the library, that great driveway in from Montezuma Road, and the parking along both sides of that. So like right next to the library is private property, physically right next to it. So we now have an opportunity, because of the same problems that the former speaker was talking about, that lots of construction doesn't pencil out now due to the conditions, that the owner who has an approved apartment hotel project has approved city plans for a large facility that would wipe out city access to that private property. And he has a city approval to do that. We fought that, we lost. And he had funding, which disappeared. So he lost his funding. So the owner has a piece of property that doesn't pencil out, that he can't build. And so that's another opportunity for the city to acquire the parking that's needed for this library. We know that the lack of parking will decimate the usefulness of the library, because the library driveway and parking was closed off for a whole year. And in that year, the use of the library dropped by 2/3. I mean, so instead of 70,000 books and materials going out, 23,000 went out. And what good is a library to a community if it's not accessible? I mean, it isn't, and it's lousy policy for the city not to restore something that it has an opportunity to restore, and instead leave us all high and dry, or in the future be obligated to create a new library for us. But what are the chances of that when there's so many people, so many communities in line for a library, just like there are communities in line for stormwater? And so we are taking the responsibility as a community. College area, I've been speaking with more because their plan has been underway. Now your plan is underway, and it's time to stand up and snort a little bit about what we need. And we will be taking, we think it's important to have this identified in the plan, because we believe that if we're going to get that library parking restored, we're going to need to go to the public foundations and search for money. I mean, we can't sit around and wait. And so we're prepared to do that. But in order to do that, we need official city recognition that this is a problem, because foundation, we're talking the big foundations, and we're not talking about, selling cupcakes on the corner. We need big money, and we have a limited time in which to accomplish this. And one of the key features is our working on it, and your support, and your working on supporting us to get some appropriate attention. And we have a meeting scheduled to actually tomorrow morning with the planner for the update. So we're going, we're going. We need you to come with us.
So what would you like from us?
I would
tonight?
like you to support the effort of the Friends of the College Rolando Library to ask the Mid-City Update Committee to support and ask the city planning department to address College Rolando Library in the Mid-City Plan.
And did you have another ask for
Okay,
support?
and we have also begun planning for our outreach for money. And so we would encourage you to support us in that effort.
Okay.
Because we need to be able to go to foundations and say the Eastern Area Community Planning Committee supports this project.
So
Thank you.
Thank you. Quick questions, and then we need to make a couple motions.
I don't know how much money you need. Sounds like several
Millions.
millions. Okay.
If
If you get recognition in the plans, that gives you a little impetus.
That helps us, just like your support.
Now is the piece of the adjoining property, is the owner of that willing to sell it?
We don't know yet, but he's stuck with it. And so, I mean, you negotiate these things and you have a price, right? And we don't know what his price would be. There are some alternate opportunities, another property nearby, but that's our second thing in our pocket.
So would it be support to ask the Mid-City Plan Update project manager to include College Rolando Library as part of the Mid-City Plan because you serve our communities?
Yes.
And another ask is to support, just to provide support as a board.
Endorse our
yes,
public fundraising.
Your desire to push the city or to ask the city to purchase.
Well, we've asked the city to purchase about 492 times.
Okay, so you want us to support
the public outreach for funding.
The Friends of the Library. We support the Friends of the Library's efforts to fundraise
private funding.
Okay, can we say to fundraise or secure private funding? Okay, to purchase the land.
And by the way, the land is bigger than what we need for the parking for the library. And that then is an opportunity for maybe something related to park.
A small open space for the kids, for people to enjoy when they go to the library.
Yeah, that would be nice.
John, do you have a quick question?
So there's there's an opportunity.
Okay, John's got a question, and then after that, we're gonna go ahead and make a
I'm just curious, do you have verbiage laid out with all this stuff, or are we going to concoct the letter right now?
I don't know.
I mean, so if you have all the specifics ready for us that we can put in text that we support.
I can do that.
That would be great, because typically that's how this works, right? We usually get like an outline specifically of what someone's asking when they're asking for a letter of support. So we know it's
necessarily asking for a letter of support, just more of an endorsement of, right? Or are you asking for it? Because I don't have a letter of support on here, but
what do you feel is appropriate for you to do? I mean, anything.
I would suggest come back with the letter of support. So then we'd have something formally to submit to the city council.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not submitting this to the city council. City council got nothing to do with this.
Yes, so we want to ask the Mid-City Plan Update manager, whatever, project manager,
To the city.
if they would consider including College Rolando Library and Mid-City, right? So we can say, I mean, just for the record, that we support or don't support that concept. Because then it's,
You can just say endorse our effort, the efforts of our
yes,
friends.
yes,
and
that we support your efforts, the College Rolando Library efforts to try to be part of the Mid-City Community Plan update.
That's fine.
Okay, so, you know, we can do that. And then as far as the other item, yeah, I don't know if we need a letter. I mean, I was just,
It would be a letter to us, I guess.
yeah,
and we would
who's
have
the letter
to-
to? It's not to anyone, because friends of the library want to do this fundraising. They want to try to raise the money to buy the property.
And we wouldn't welcome your donor.
Yeah, well, yeah. And so what they're looking for is, it helps when you ask for funding to say, we have the support of the community to do this.
I
Yes.
think it's a great idea. It just seems kind of vague what or, it seems slightly vague.
That's why I'm, kind of drilling for clarity here on what exactly we're,
Yeah. Great
so,
idea.
because there isn't a
word.
I think that would be better.
I mean, do
Exactly what you want us to say so that we can say it and it's very specific.
come to the meeting tomorrow.
Okay,
I will
very
have
good.
about an hour.
Okay, yes.
And yeah, no, we're,
Gotta get going.
yeah, we got to get going. I'm sorry. So,
What about Danielle?
I will see you tomorrow at the meeting. So we are not going to take any motions tonight. Is that what we're doing? Okay, so no motions on anything tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, no motions. All right. Okay.
Somebody has a question.
Yes, we're gonna move on to our
could we at least take a vote on an endorsement so that when you are speaking tomorrow, you can say that we voted to endorse and a letter will follow?
What are we endorsing?
That the College Rolando Library is included in the Mid-City Plan update.
I did want to do that, but you guys talked me out of it.
It's
So
simple as that?
that's
Okay.
exactly what we were going
That
for
was
here.
authority to speak on behalf of our board.
Okay,
Make
so
a
I
motion, Laura.
need someone to make a motion, please.
Okay, I'll make a motion.
Okay.
We want to make a motion to request this Mid-City Plan update. No, let's see. We want to let the Mid-City Plan update know that the EACPC endorses the College Rolando Library inclusion in the plan update because it serves our communities.
Excellent. Second.
Second.
Okay, Jim seconds. All right. Okay, Sonia.
Yes.
John.
Yes.
Laura, yes. Kim.
Yes.
Emily.
Yes.
Jen.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, the yeses have it. So we do have that done.
I'm a yes too.
Talk about the other, yeah, and we'll see what we can do for that. Okay, it's yes, Laura, I'm sorry. Did you have something else?
No, I was just saying I'm a yes too.
Okay. Yes, I just kind of assumed you were a yes, but I guess I should officially ask you. Okay, wonderful. All right. So the minutes, again, that's on me. I didn't get them out in time. Jim did get them completed, so I apologize for that. All right, so 4841 subcommittee reports. Let's make this quick and dirty because I know we all want to go home. 4841 68th Street project. I heard from the developer who came and presented to us a few months ago. I'm sorry, his name is slipping my mind at this moment. And he has an update that he wanted to let us know about. And that is that, it was building all those basically ADUs, okay, in that empty space. And one of them is going to be vertical, 2 stories vertical. And it was a change that had to happen in order to, get the permits in order and things like that. So he said, I told him let you guys know that there's been a change, but if you all decide you want him back to explain this more, we can have him back, or it's just an update that at least one of those buildings is going to be a vertical.
They were all multi-story.
Yeah.
Were they?
Yeah, there's a parking underneath, there was a.
Yeah, there's
carport,
parking underneath,
So
And then it
therefore
was
living
two
is
or-
upstairs.
but I guess,
No, there's so 3-story. One of them's
Yeah.
3-story.
yeah. So if you want, if you guys, you'll let me know if you want him to come back and we'll have him back. Okay. Community updates, 2 minutes each, and we are going to stick to the 2 minutes. Okay, Redwood Village, let's go first. Since I
Jennifer
see-
and I met with a woman who is the head of the local chapter of the California Native Plant Society and for the San Diego region, and talked to her a little bit about the potential for getting grants for creating the pocket park at 60th and University. She seemed to have a lot of great ideas, and she also had some tips about grant stuff that we did not know about. And so we're going to be doing our best to pursue that and in the coming weeks and months.
If you want to tell everyone about the garden tour?
Oh, the garden tour, yeah. We're organizing a garden tour for our neighborhood and sort of cruise around and look at people's front yards, and that's coming up on, I don't know the date. That's
Sunday, March 22nd.
Sunday, March
Sunday, March.
22nd.
Thank you.
Thank you. Excellent.
1 to 4 p.m.
Rolando
1 to 4
Village.
p.m.
Rolando Village. Who's got an update?
The fence is up around Pendleton Park for construction. So we haven't driven by in a couple days. They hadn't actually done anything other than chop down the trees, but there's a fence up. People are still playing in the park. Yeah. Construction is imminent, we have been told. And the Rolando Street Fair, April 12th. We have a guarantee from the construction crews that all of the equipment will be moved off of the street for the street fair.
April 12th. Oh gosh, we didn't outreach committee for that. Okay. Work on that. Okay. Right. So that is Rolando Village, Rolando Park.
We're doing a University Avenue street sweep on March 21st, Saturday, meet at Party House. We have donuts.
Yes, we have donuts.
It's Redwood Village and Rolando Park working together. We'd like to talk to El Cerrito and Rolando about joining us so that we clean both the north and the south sides of University Avenue 4 times a year.
What time are you meeting?
It's 8 to 10. Come when you can, stay as long as you can. It's on a Saturday. We're trying to be a little loose about it. Come pick up a bag of trash. And
Thanks, Lynn. Okay, so nothing for Oak Park since we don't officially have you at the table. Next time. Webster.
We are still opposing the location of the fire station.
Okay. Yes, I saw it on this map with a design, and that kind of startled me. All right. Did I miss anybody? No. Okay. Parks and Rec, Danielle, if you're still with us.
I am still here. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, first, before I jump into my 5 very short points, I would like to advise the group that on the CIP priority list, I think you need to add that apartment building complex that flooded 2 years ago. Needs to be your top priority on your CIP priority list.
already on here.
It's already on there, Lynn
Needs
said.
to move up to the very first top one. Okay, so number 1 update, Colina is having a meeting on 3rd Wednesday, a week from tomorrow. We should be hearing about a possible curfew at Colina Park. on the agenda. The Park and Rec Board is meeting the very next day on third Thursday, and we should be hearing the Mid-City Community Plan draft. This is the first time that the Park and Rec Board will be hearing a draft, not the week before it goes to Planning Commission, but early in the process. Very good news. Our Little League, Choice Lake Little League had an opening day on the last Saturday of February. We had a great time. There is a new little street soccer playing area at Horace Mann. It is not part of the joint use area because the Parks and Rec is not maintaining it. It's supposed to be between San Diego Unified School District and the business that opened it up there. And lastly, I'm planning to meet with Park and Rec about the North Choice placement of the basketball courts because the library is going on top of where the basketball courts were located in the original GDP. So I'll be doing that the day after Easter on the 6th of April. Those are my updates. Thanks.
Excellent. Thank you, Danielle. Okay, Laura, do you have an update on CPC? 2 minutes. Laura, can you hear me? We can't hear you. Laura?
You're muted, Laura. There you go.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Okay, good. We finished up the 2026 Land Development Code update and voted on it, and the two people who were most instrumental in taking our whole CPC community committee through the thing were David Modi and Chris Nielsen, and they are working with the city with it now. We also got an overview of well, never mind. We didn't really finish that overview. One thing that was really, really interesting was there's a group called Ride San Diego, and they are trying to get more people to use the trolleys and the buses like for the city of San Diego. One of the things they suggested is that all the neighborhoods be able to get parking permits, and that all of the development that goes on our main streets, if they're not going to provide parking, then they have to be sure that their tenants know that they cannot park in the surrounding streets. The surrounding streets are for the neighborhood as it is right now, and that their people should be taking buses and trolleys to these big units that they're creating, because the state regulations and the city regulations are telling them they don't need parking because they have this mass transit available to them. And I thought that was kind of a wonderful idea. I'm going to look into it further and let you guys know. But if we could all have parking permits and keep the people who are going to be moving into these new buildings from parking in our streets, that gives a huge ease on parking for all of us.
Thank you, Laura. Okay, I think we have completed everything. So for the good of the order, adjourned at what time?
You got to make a motion. I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
Oh, we have to make a motion? I don't get to just adjourn?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Bruce.
Oh, Bruce.
Okay, can you do it?
Yes, that's.
Right, come on over, Bruce. Okay.
So good to see Oak Park and Webster in the house.
Yeah.
Number two, the council member just wants to remind people to go onto the mayor's website and do the mayor's survey. We have $120 million deficit, and we're gonna have to make some cuts. So please do that. And also, I just wanted to, for those D4 folks, I'm gonna stand outside of the door and pass some D4 information. So
Thank you, Bruce. Sorry, I didn't even see, you just snuck right in, didn't you? Okay, make a motion to adjourn the meeting. Okay, but would you like to make a motion to adjourn?
Yes.
Okay, John.
Motion. That we adjourn.
All right, so now we have to vote? Yes, I have to vote.
Sure.
The meeting is adjourned. The meeting is adjourned. At, what time is it? 9:06. Hey, we only went